What is up, guys? This is Pinzo back with another video today, and what I have for you guys are the 0.13 patch notes for Fault. This patch was teased about a month and a half ago, and today we finally got our hands on the patch notes. The patch itself goes live April the 27th, which is next Tuesday, if you are watching the day the video comes out. I hope you guys that enjoy my run through of the patch notes. If you do, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I will be making more Fault and predecessor content when it's available and ready to make. So if you guys enjoy the content, please leave it a like and a subscribe if you're new. It is just a button for you guys, but it helps me out a lot, lets me know that you enjoy the kind of content that I'm making. With that out of the way, we're going to jump straight into these patch notes. I'm going to be moving quickly through a lot of the new HUD content, as it's a little hard for me to show it to you without you guys just being in game. So you'll have to jump into a game on Tuesday and check it out for yourself. We'll be going over through a lot of the other gameplay changes more in depth. So new HUD looks really clean. You guys can see it here. Down here, you can see the exact labels on where everything is and what everything does. So you guys will have to get used to this. You have a health bar next to you now. You've got this down here on the side. Little weird, but you guys will get used to it. New icons for basically everything. So once again, something you'll just have to relearn and get used to. Status icons, aspect icons, everything is updated. The new store, I will play this video for you. Basically, it's just supposed to be really clean to navigate. Looks a little smaller, that kind of thing. Just looks very nice. Supposed to be all updated on what it recommends and how you buy items. There's even a quick buy feature where you don't even have to open the shop to buy some of this stuff, so it just buys right when you back. Really interesting. Don't know if you'll use this a lot rather than just opening the item shop, but we'll see. Refined recommended tag. Basically, it's supposed to be smarter for how it recommends items to you. And then this is the big one, death recap. Now you know exactly how you died. Tells you exactly what did damage to you, who did it, how much percent it was. I think this will be it'll be nicer than you think it is to know how you died. Ping system, I'll play this for you as well. It's basically updated, looks cleaner, supposed to be more responsive, added a couple extra pings. I think it'll be nice, but not something game breaking. New scoreboard. This is once again nice. The main thing here, you can see as you mouse over items, you can see exactly what they give. So I think that's going to be the biggest change, along with camp timers at the top. And of course, you have this number in the middle. This gold number is actually bounty gold. So this is how much gold you will get for killing that person, which I think is interesting. I don't know if it's something you need on your tab screen, but it's an interesting change. Victory screen, you can report people on the victory screen now. Gameplay, ability cast system overhaul. Abilities should cast more smoothly, increase immersion, should just be better all around. Prediction improvements, this and the accuracy improvements are basically based around ping. So even if you're playing on high ping, you should be able to feel a little more accurate when you're playing, and that's because of the way that the client predicts. You won't get any more ghost hits. So before, a popular one was Narbash's Thunk, where you'd throw it and it would visually and audibly hit someone, but they'd take no damage and not get stunned. And that was mostly a ping thing where your client and the game client didn't quite match up. Along with that, you get input buffering. So now you can basically click a whole bunch of buttons at once and they'll all go off in the order you clicked them. So if I press Q, then E real fast, my Q will go off and then my E will go off as soon as it can. This is just going to increase fluidity. It's going to increase your speed that you can cast a lot of stuff at. So don't sleep on this. It's supposed to make the game feel a lot better. Along with this, the visual system rework. This isn't something we'll see a whole lot right now. It's supposed to make the game easier for them to visually fix. So they should be able to increase visuals, make new visuals a whole lot easier with this new system. Sound effects overhaul, lots of new sound effects. Raptor spawn, raptor slain, orb prime spawn, orb prime slain. These are sounds you will be able to hear across the map. So these are stuff that you'll get used to pretty quick. Elo Reset. This is going to be a soft Elo Reset so that you'll play with people around your Elo when the patch goes live. River objectives. I'll show you this video. These are not like the river buffs in Predecessor. For those of you coming from Predecessor to Fault, coming back, you guys will notice very quickly these are not the same. These have 1200 health and they don't fight back. These are shrines. So you just walk up to them and you smack them. While you're smacking them, they give you health back. They give you mana back. When you kill them, they give you more health and more mana. There are 4 of these on the map. There's 1 at solo lane, 2 in the middle lane, and 1 in duo lane. These are Ancient's Blessing is going to be the 1 in the middle lane. Well, the 2 in the middle lane, I guess. And these give you increased XP gain and mana regen. These are on both sides of the middle lane, and it's going to be nice. These last for 90 seconds and they respawn in 3 minutes. So these will be up half of the game. This is going to be nice for mid laners. You'll be able to spam a little more, won't have to worry about your mana quite as much. And then you have Thanos Blessing. This is the one in the solo lane. This gives you extra health regen and some mana regen for 90 seconds. It's a standard solo lane kind of item. Basically, you get more health so that you can slap the other solo laner longer. Dramata Blessing, this one is the one in the duo lane. This is the only one I'm slightly concerned about. The shrine in the duo lane gives 15 additional gold per minion kill for 90 seconds. I think this is going to be really busted. It's going to increase ADC snowball a lot, and the carries already run the game. I'm worried about this one. I think it'll have to go down. We'll see how it plays out in game. Maybe it's a little more balanced than that, but I'm not so sure. Badges, skip this. Optimization, I'm just going to kind of skip past a lot of this. Most of those bugs are not stuff that you'll notice, except for this one. So, Boris. Boris had a bug, apparently, where his passive lifesteal just kind of didn't level up while you leveled up. So that should be fixed now, and he should get the proper amount of bonus damage and bonus lifesteal while you're hitting someone with your autos. This is supposed to be very impactful. This makes him very good in solo lane. Less good in jungle. It doesn't hurt him in jungle at all, but he's going to be a better solo laner. Especially we'll get into some Quang nerfs later, so Boris is going to be looking very strong in the solo lane. Moving past these, we get to balance patch. So this is a big one right at the top. Structures. You have tier 1, tier 2, and inhibitors all getting health reductions. So you can see an inhib is now about half as healthy as it was before. What this is supposed to do is not decrease the amount of time that a game takes, but reduce the low end. So what this is supposed to do is help it easier to end games. So if instead of a game going an hour and 10 minutes, a game will go an hour. I think it'll be okay. I don't think this actually changes too much. Of course, it makes inhibs easier to take, but I actually don't think that this will change gameplay quite as much as a lot of people think it will. Minions get a health reduction. This will just make clearing waves and the laning phase go a little smoother. It'll be about 1 less auto every 90 seconds, so that's pretty nice. Jungle buff, Blue now grants CDR. Items, so Quantum Shift gets a pretty big buff here. You get a little less power, but the blink distance and the blink cooldown going down are both really big. Arcana doesn't matter. This one, King, is, in my opinion, a buff. A lot of people are saying this was a nerf, but this is only a nerf in a game where you're slaughtering people. The King buff doesn't change a whole lot if you weren't already rolling over the enemy team. So what this does is King used to give 20% increased gold from kills. Now it gives 5. It used to give 3 gold per last hit. Now it gives 6. Over the course of the game, this is going to be like 1,000 gold. But if you don't have any kills, it's 1,000 gold. Whereas before, if you had 0 kills, you were only going to get 500 over the course of that game. Overall, I think it's going to increase the consistency of King. I think that over the course of more games, King will be better now than it was before. So just something to keep your eye on. If instead of just clicking King Ace, maybe read them first. Heroes, so Bellica, these don't matter. It's just mana increases. Decker, once again, a mana reduction, but the slow gets reduced, so it doesn't really change much. Gadget, so this one is the first one where I'm a little sus on it. She gets damage increases on her Q and her right click, as well as speed increases. So these will be more consistent and do more damage. But along with that, they gave her extra speed on her Electron Gate. That's the part that I don't like. I think the Gadget has a very unique playstyle in which she has these long range abilities that she's supposed to be able to spam out and do a lot of damage from long range while being safe. But if you are able to jump on her and get onto her, she should die fairly quickly. She doesn't really have an escape. She just has a speed boost. And this is just going to increase the chances of her getting away, which I don't like very much. I think that if you have the ability to get to a Gadget, you should be able to kill her. she should have to position really well to not get jumped on. And I think that this is just making her kit maybe a little too forgiving, but we'll see how much that 4% matters. Gideon, this is another one that I don't know why. Gideon's already the best mid laner in the game right now, and then they increase the damage that his right click does to minions. Gideon's gonna full clear waves at like level 8. So just be careful, you're gonna get pushed by Gideons a lot more than you were before. So just be careful. Greystone. This is another one that I have no idea why they're doing it. They're nerfing Greystone. For those of you who don't remember, in the last patch, Greystone basically got his ult removed from the game. His ult at tier 1 is at like a 4-minute cooldown or something crazy like that, and you respawn with roughly no mana. So now your Q, your fiery swords, this is the AoE around you, it does less damage. It lasts for less long, and it just overall does less damage. Champion's Courage Disarm gets reduced as well, but then your right click gets a jump speed increase. I don't think this will change a whole lot. You'll go in and get out about the same times, and then your ult gets a slight mana regen buff. Overall, this destroys Greystone even more. I don't know why they're nerfing Greystone right now when he's probably the worst solo laner, so I wouldn't play him. Grimmix, they're buffing carries and nerfing Greystone, so, that's a thing. Energy power scaling on the passive. So this is after you get hit with 3 basics, Grimm's passive explodes and does a bunch of damage. 15% is a lot to increase this damage by. Even a full energy Grimm who's not attacking very fast, be careful getting hit by his autos because they're going to clap you on that 3rd or 4th one. So just be careful. Deflect gets a quality of life decrease. Kallari gets just overall nerfed. Basically, all of her stats are lower than they were before. The attack speed is the one that you'll feel the most. And then Assassin's Execution gets a nerf to 200 mana at rank 3, which is like, I don't know, a fifth of your mana pool at level 18 Kallari. So I don't know. They just don't like this character. Chimera, duration on your passive increased. So the only thing that this is going to change is leashing Orb Prime. Before, when Orb Prime knocked you back, you would lose your passive stacks. Now you won't. That's about all this changes. In a team fight, 2.5 seconds versus 1.5 won't change very often. Quang gets a nerf here. Your tether duration goes down. You get less shield from your right click, and then your ult gets a mana cost increase. Overall, I don't think that this will matter very much. I still think he's very strong. I think the shield is the one that you'll have to watch out for. You'll be slightly less tanky in those early game boxing matches. So just watch yourself, watch your health bar. You'll get less shield from that. Murdock gets a passive nerf. Still the strongest passive in the game. It's only 10% at max rank. You're still going to be wee-wooing at anybody and everybody during a team fight. You're just faster than everyone else as soon as a team fight breaks out. On top of that, he gets some mana increases. Murdock's still really strong. Muriel gets a couple nerfs here. Overall, I don't think this changes her power level very much. Her passive gets a bit of a nerf. Meanwhile, her Consecrated Ground goes down as well. Overall, I think she's still in about the same place. These aren't super big changes, so I don't think you'll notice them too much, honestly. Just something to keep in mind. Narbash, this is actually a pretty big change. Instead of your heal, this is your heal, being on a 5-second cooldown, it is now on a 12-second cooldown at rank 1. So at level 2, 3, you cannot be spamming your E anymore because you will get jumped on as soon as it's on cooldown and you won't have any more healing. So you're just going to have to play a little smarter with Narbash. I don't think it'll change his power level too much, but you'll just have to be a little smarter about when and how you use it. Richter gets some changes here. This passive change doesn't change anything. The chain pull, this mana cost increased is a lot at level 1, which means that you'll have to be less aggressive in the duo lane or buy mana potions. It'll be kind of an either or situation. You won't be able to spam your right click hoping you hit a pull. The ult just gets a little bigger. It comes out a little faster and gets a little bigger. I think this is a good change for the ultimate. It is a little difficult to hit for some people. So I think this will help. I don't think it changes the power level, but it'll help. Sparrow. So Sparrow gets some damage reduction on her Q, as well as a range reduction. The range reduction, really nice. I think that it was too far before, so that's good. Sparrow ult also gets a range reduction, as well as a duration reduction. This won't matter too much. Early game, your ult will last a little longer. That's 1 more auto. Late game, it'll last 1 auto less. The range reduction, you'll notice, but won't be too impactful, I don't think. It's only 130 units that it gets toned down. I still think it's really strong. I still think Sparrow's really strong. Quinn Blast. So Twin Blast gets his right click attack speed reduced and the mana cost increased. This late game you'll feel a little bit, early game this won't matter too much. And then the other change is to Twin Blast's Ventilate. His ultimate used to give you 2 charges of your dash. Now it gives you 1. This will make him slightly easier to lock down in his ultimate. The fact that he still has 2 dashes in his ultimate is going to be really good. He can still get away from most junglers, most even supports that can't really track him down through 2 dashes. So I still think he's really strong, but I think that this will help rein him in just a little bit. But that is actually the end of the patch notes. So let me know what you guys think. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are on these patch notes. Let me know down in the comments. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. As always, if you enjoyed the content, please do leave it a like. It helps me out a lot. It's just a button for you guys, but it really lets me know that you're enjoying the kind of content that I'm making. Along with that, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Once again, just a button for you. But as always, I've been Pinzo. This video's donezo. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.